The smallest of the European Union's member states, Malta's growth as an international finance centre seems to be unstoppable. While the financial crisis slammed global finance hubs around the world, Malta's financial services sector registered double-digit growth rates over the past 3 years, rendering it a true alternative to established European finance centres. With its stable macroeconomic environment and Eurozone location, Malta offers financial institutions new avenues for growth amidst a backdrop of stability. The jurisdiction has built up strong banking, insurance, investment funds and wealth management sectors, all of which are underpinned by universally praised EU-compliant legislation and regulation, a competitive tax regime, access to the world's high-growth markets, and a pool of well-educated, experienced professional services providers to drive the business flowing into the country.
Well, for what we do, Malta is very good because it's like the bridge between Africa and Europe. It has a huge port. It's always been in trade. So I think Malta is, from a location point of view, perfect.
Malta offers a compelling lifestyle, and its banks were recently given a clean bill of health by the IMF. The gross value added contribution the finance sector makes to the economy, both directly and indirectly, is estimated to be moving towards 15% of the gross domestic product, and directly or indirectly employs about 10,000 people. Malta has a tradition of excellence in the banking and finance sector, and is clearly recognised as meeting best international standards. The World Economic Forum's Global Competitiveness Index placed Malta at 15th out of 144 countries in the League for Financial Market Development. The Malta Financial Services Authority, MFSA, is the country's single regulator for all banking, investment and insurance business. Its high regulatory standards are modelled on EU legislation and best practice, while at the same time allowing for the flexibility necessary in a modern and dynamic banking environment, without imposing undue bureaucratic burdens on operators.
It's very clear from the data that everything took off once we joined Europe and started enjoying passporting rights. The second point is that there is a single regulator, which is helpful in a small country, so everything can function in one location. The third then being strong regulation based on European systems of regulation, particularly the EU, because we are members of the EU. And finally, everything is conducted in English. In fact, all legislation is in English and Maltese, but the interpretation of the English text prevails.
Finance Malta is the public-private initiative set up in 2007 with the scope of promoting Malta's international financial centre. It harnesses the resources of the industry and government to ensure that Malta maintains a modern and effective legal, regulatory and fiscal framework in which the financial services sector can continue to grow and prosper. Politically stable, with English as one of the island's official languages and 330 days of sunshine each year, Malta is becoming a destination of choice for individuals, assets and business, and provides one of the highest quality lifestyles in the region. Excellent private schools, safety and a buoyant property market underpins the Mediterranean lifestyle of the islands, coupled to daily international connections to Europe, Africa, the Middle East and Asia, which makes Malta continually attractive as the domicile of choice in the region.
I think that Malta has all the ingredients in place to meet the expectations of operators coming to Malta. I think some of the key criteria on the basis of which you move to a jurisdiction when you're setting your footprint into a new jurisdiction is to look at the human resources which will service your business, is to look at the operational infrastructure servicing your business, is to look at the legal and regulatory framework, and is to look at the regulator. And I sincerely feel, albeit I'm Maltese, that we tick all the boxes, and I think that makes Malta an attractive value proposition.
In the face of the recent financial crises witnessed in Europe and the US, it becomes apparent that the true value of Malta's finance sector lies in sound policies and a robust regulatory regime that supports the strong banking sector. Those institutions which are willing to fully exploit the opportunities of a single European market and Malta's strategic location at the heart of the Mediterranean can gain significant benefit by locating themselves in Malta.
I believe in our nation, in our country, and I believe also that we will be in a position to attract much more investment than we have till now. I believe that in the coming future, the economic growth of our island will grow considerably.